Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank all of you for being here. Mr. Cochran, Chief Cochran, thank you especially. As a fellow Georgian, I have followed your case since its beginning, and it has saddened me. I will tell you that. It saddened me to hear that your 34-year career, during which you were nationally recognized as Fire Chief of the Year, came to an abrupt end at the hands of the city of Atlanta, all because you expressed your religious beliefs. After you were suspended, but before you were terminated, the city of Atlanta determined that you had not discriminated against anyone for any reason. None of the witnesses interviewed by the city could point to a single instance in which any member of any organization was treated unfairly by you. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Yet, because the city of Atlanta, the mayor of Atlanta, and city council had already publicly disagreed with your religious beliefs before the investigation, you were terminated despite no evidence that you discriminated against anyone. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Do you believe that if you had published your book while you were employed at the federal level as a fire administrator for the U.S. Fire Administration, that you would have been fired from that position for your beliefs?
It's hard to say at that time whether or not I would have, but I believe based upon the tremendous radical shift of the atmosphere in the United States of America on this issue of marriage and sexuality, were I the U.S. Fire Administrator in these times, I would certainly be terminated from employment. It is my desire to see legislation at the federal, state, and local level that would protect any American in spite of or regardless of their belief about marriage and sexuality, be protected from adverse consequences for actually expressing that or living it out in their personal lives.
So, Chief Cochran, you believe that the First Amendment Defense Act will protect federal employees from the suffering the same punishment that you suffered, you, the National Fire Chief of the Year, suffered?
Yes, sir, I believe that it will, and I think it will also provide a provision whereby people who share different beliefs from the government on marriage and sexuality will not be withheld from employment from the federal government as well.
Mr. Chairman, opponents of this First Amendment Defense Act would have us believe that this is a solution in search of a problem and that this doesn't happen at the federal level. But here we have an example. Here we have an example of an award-winning public servant who served both at the state and the federal level, who was fired without evidence of any wrongdoing other than elected officials didn't like his religious beliefs. That's it. Simply, they did not like his religious beliefs. No other reason whatsoever. No indication, no proof of any kind of discrimination by anyone at any level. You know, if someone can get fired by one of the largest cities in the country for freely expressing their religion, which is a constitutionally protected right, then it's only a matter of time before this happens at the federal level. And it's my belief that this is the reason why we need this legislation, to protect anyone who expresses their beliefs. Chief Cochran, do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with you, sir.
Chief, as I said, I have followed your case closely. 2 years ago at this time, I was in the state Senate of Georgia, and I followed it very closely. In fact, you may not know, but we both share condo at the same condo complex in Atlanta. And you're a neighbor of mine, and I'm proud to call you a neighbor. And I'm proud because you're a fine American. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.